Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Digimon World 3 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. In this episode, we're entering the Yellow Cruiser in order to get to the tutorial on how to play the Digimon World 3 card game. This is one of the most famous collectible card games in a video game pretty much ever spawned. It's not as good as Gwent or Triple Triad, but everyone that plays Digimon World 3 absolutely adores this card game. And I am honestly of no real exception until you get to the end game. A majority of the AI opponents that you end up dealing with are low power enough to where you usually have a decent chance of winning, regardless of what deck you build. But building a more powerful deck is also very satisfying, and it helps you do grinding for your Digimon for attempting to progress the story as well.
Yeah, I remember my older sister loved the Pokemon trading card video game.
Yes, the Pokemon TCG on the Game Boy Color was also very good, but that was a full video game based on the trading card game. This is a collectible card game inside a video game that is otherwise not about trading cards.
Which I think is perfect for PS1 era games, is that all you have to do is just build a database of cards where like every card listing only takes up like 45 kilobytes plus a couple texture files and other memory for sorting and stuff, and also a capacity for loading so many cards at a time so you
Which
can play.
is why all of the Final Fantasy games have got a card mini game in them.
It's brilliant.
I mean, Triple Triad is awesome, but how the fuck do you play Tetramaster, Mr. Cloud?
You got me. I don't even know what Tetramaster is.
It's the card game from FF9.
Or how about Gwent from The Witcher 3?
I don't know how to play Gwent either, but Gwent was popular enough to get both its own physical release and a digital card game. I don't remember if Gwent's digital card game is still going, though.
Well, now that The Witcher 4... I mean, not to date the episode, of course, but now that The Witcher 4 is coming out, yeah, I think it's time to move on from existing Gwent simulators.
Oh, all right. Okay. So, as annotation Gerda is mentioning here, one of the big things that is going to lock your progression when it comes to attempting to do card battling is specifically the charisma check. Your Digimon happen to need a certain amount of total charisma in order for you to actually deal card battles with a majority of the Digimon tamers throughout the game. And because we're running exactly one Digimon and he has, relatively low-grade equipment on, his charisma score is very low. And I think Genji specifically requires that you have a charisma score of somewhere between 50 and 100 in order to trigger his first card battle. Now, getting between 50 and 100 if you have all three of your Digimon is actually okay. You just have to slap armor on everyone, and that should get you there. But, we only have the one Digimon, so our charisma score right now is, I think it's like 35?
So your charisma score is just the sum of charisma on each of your Digimon. Okay.
And unfortunately, it's because of that, we're not going to be showing off all that much of the card battle systems in the game, because since we're only running one Digimon for a majority of our playthrough, we don't have enough charisma to actually deal with card battles for the enemies that we're supposed to be card battling. Just the guys that we were supposed to be card battling, 2 acts ago.
And I see that Digimon World 3 has taken Pokemon Yellow's cue to give your character a little Pikachu that follows you around.
Oh, it's not just one. If you have all three of your...
What the hell
I am attempting to start our first grinding session. So, wild encounters. Every area in the game that you're traveling through, with the exception of cities, has got wild encounters in it. And, because this is a PS1 RPG, we don't get to see what they are on the field because, we're not Dragon Quest. And what we're specifically doing here is we're actually attempting to get up to level 3 so that we can actually go into our first gym session, which we will desperately need in order to deal with Kumamon's relatively low base speed. There is a lot of off-screen grinding that I'm going to be doing in this game. However, I am going to finish the game slightly below recommended level. Because, as you saw, whilst I was, overwriting my previous save, I can and have finished the game just after we get to level 40. Although attempting to do it with Kumamon is a bit more of an ask because of some hidden system knowledge that I did not know going into this playthrough. Specifically, every one of your starter Digimon actually comes from a different experience group, as in how long it takes for them to get individual levels. And Kumamon is actually in the slowest experience group of all 8 starter Digimon. Now, those of you that know how to count will realize, well, if there are 8 starter Digimon and you only start off with 3, that means that someone is usually going to get left out from the starter packs, right? And that is correct. There is a secret Digimon that is a startermon that is not in the starting packs, but we still refer to as a startermon because you have to, although unlock him, he starts off at level 1. So.
Running through the grass.
Well, the beach, but yeah.
Running through the wilds, hoping at some point I run into a wild Digimon.
Behold, another Kunamon. Now, what?
No, not Kunamon, it's Kumamon.
Okay. Do you want me to use the translation for Kuma? Because it's bear. He is a bear. Specifically, he's a sports bear, for the record.
Oh, he almost got KO'd.
Yes, he did.
Dang. And we just beat Weedle. Again.
But we don't actually have access to Caterpie, Mr. Cloud, so that comparison doesn't really work that well. I mean, if you want...
Oh, did I?
I mean, if you want to be technical, the Kunamon that we're fighting are actually, the Rattata, as opposed to the Pidgey.
I do not know Digimon, at all.
So how much...
don't know any of the names or anything, really.
Okay, did you watch Adventure 1? Okay.
No.
Have you played any of the Digimon games? Okay.
No.
So
I am a novice.
How much of the background information do you want right now?
It's a Digi world, Mr. Gurdat.
Yes.
We will live our entire lives and not even know as much of our own planet as we could.
Yes, but the digital world is both simpler and more complex than our world, Mr. Cloud. There are interlocking systems in the digital world that we can, exposit and explain upon.
You need an explanation? Let's get Explainamon.
Actually, his name is
Wizardmon.
Actually, his name is Professor Terriermon, and don't diss him because he's been, Bandai's go-to excuse for why things haven't been, as active in recent years as they're supposed to be.
Better not get on my bad side, or I'm gonna sick Beatamon on you.
No, Beetlemon's not actually all that difficult to take down, though. He's just a champion level. Yes, Cloud, virtually every single English word that you can think of has got a Digimon associated with it, or at the very least a Digimon that encompasses that aspect.
I mean, it's a brilliant formula for not only creating an existing pool of creatures, but writing the rules that allow later writers to come up with even more Digimon.
Kinda, sorta. Especially recent years. Recent years explicitly have been actually leaning a bit more on Digimon's Japanese roots. So we get more stuff like Dorbikmon and permutations of Greymon and a lot more mythology stuff. Like Zhangpeng, like Zhangpengmon.
Yes, very, very Asian themed.
Asian Chinese specifically. Like because of the rut that Digimon was in the past several years, we've gotten a lot more stuff focused specifically on the Chinese aspects of Digimon that Digimon has always had in it, but were less explored previously.
I don't suppose there's like a daycare system in this game where like, you walk around.
This game.
Damn. Because like it's a lot of because the daycare solved Pokemon's problem is I'm lost, I don't know where to go, but I don't want to have my time wasted. What do? You stick a Pokemon in the daycare center so that no matter what, as long as you're moving in the game, you're making progress.
You're leveling up Mon. You're not actually making progress, you know, because if you're that lost in Generation 1, pick one of the walls and follow it. Come on, jeez. Eventually you're going to end up at a story roadblock, and it's going to be like, okay, so now I have to read in order to figure out how to get through my story roadblock. For the record, yeah, Digimon World 3 does that too, but it will actually punish you for going into areas that you actually can't survive in yet. Whereas Pokemon tries to not do that very explicitly, and it's usually quite successful in it, but later games have actually leaned more towards having more difficult sessions available to the player immediately if the player is willing to gamble their skill against the ambient threats.
Cool. I'm noticing a lack of English verbiage. Tapermon, evade, not Tapermon evaded.
Yes, because of how simplistic the game honestly is. They're trying to conserve a lot of space, specifically by cutting out what is, not necessarily clear text, but a clarifying text.
Right, like just the bare minimum amount of characters to get the message across. Like what happened, and like just a description of what happened.
Anyway, we're going back to Asuka City in order to rest up again because we now hit level 3, meaning that we can actually go and do our first gym training session, where we will be cheating. Because, unfortunately, if I don't cheat in this game, this playthrough takes twice as long. So, we are going to be cheating very slightly.
My name is Shoutamon. Everything I say is in all caps.
Whoa. Shoutmon does not actually speak in all caps, but he is a rock star. Oh, also, we're fast-forwarding through the save sequence specifically so that you can actually see, Jesus Christ, it takes fucking forever for this game to save.
Right. Crash Bandicoot didn't take this long to save.
Yeah, but instead it threw a 30-character password at you. Alright. In the next episode, we will successfully go down to Leomon's gym in order to do our first training session. Be safe, everybody. Back to Asuka Bridge.
Digimon. Digital monsters.